Hello, friends, where we bring the invaluable knowledge and stories from books to you in a simple, engaging, and inspiring way. In today's video, we will talk about a book that can not only change your life, but also inspire you to take steps toward success that will make you think deeply. Yes, I'm talking about Darren Hardy's incredible book, The Compound Effect. Think about it. What if your small, everyday habits and decisions, which might seem ordinary and insignificant, could make your life extraordinary? Have you ever wondered why a small action's impact grows over time? That's the essence of the compound effect. The magic of consistent small actions and their profound impact on your life. Success in life doesn't come from some big miracle or overnight transformation. It's the result of small efforts and daily decisions. Whether it's your health, career, or relationships, the power of the compound effect multiplies your efforts. But the question is, do we truly understand this reality? Often, we chase immediate results, seek quick fixes, and ignore long-term thinking. This is why we sometimes give up or fail to reach our potential. Darren Hardy beautifully explains in his book how discipline, consistency, and the right mindset can turn dreams into reality. Imagine improving just 1% every day. By the end of the year, you'll be 365% better. That's the philosophy at the heart of this book. It doesn't just inspire you, but also provides practical strategies to help you achieve your goals smartly and effectively. This book is not just about motivation. It's a roadmap. It teaches you how to use small habits and right decisions in your favor to achieve long-term success. But is it really that easy? Can discipline and consistency become part of our lives? And if yes, how? This video answers all these questions. So, stay tuned till the end as we explore how to apply the principles of the compound effect in our daily lives to achieve extraordinary results. This video won't just make you think, it will push you to take action. Let's begin this journey where small efforts and decisions come together to change your life. Chapter 1. The Compound Effect in Action. When you look at your life, do you ever think, I can do better? Maybe you've set fitness, relationship, or career goals and then asked yourself, where did I go wrong? That's the exact question Darren Hardy poses to his readers. Picture this. A cool morning breeze, a cup of coffee in your hand, and one thought. Can small habits really change my life? With this thought, Darren begins explaining how the compound effect works. The concept starts with small and simple things, the kind we often ignore because they seem insignificant. But in reality, these small things are the foundation of the biggest transformations in your life. Let's take an example of three friends, Rahul, Amit, and Vinod. Rahul decided to adopt a small positive habit every day, reading 10 pages of a self-help book and cutting just 100 extra calories from his diet. Amit changed nothing and continued living as he was. Vinod, on the other hand, took a slightly opposite path. He started eating a little more junk food and increased his screen time in front of the TV. At first, nothing noticeable happened in their lives. Even after the first month, everything looked almost the same. After 3 months, still no dramatic changes. But by the 6th month, things started to shift. Rahul's habits began working in his favor. He started looking slimmer, his confidence grew, and positivity began reflecting in his conversations. Amit stayed exactly where he was. No major improvements, but no decline either. And Vinod? He started gaining weight. His energy levels dropped, and he began feeling more frustrated. This is the magic of the compound effect. These changes don't happen overnight. It's the power of consistency. When you repeat a small habit over and over, it slowly builds into massive success. The trick here is to have patience. Darren explains that a key element of the compound effect is responsibility. Taking responsibility for your life means acknowledging that whatever is happening to you is the result of your choices. When you accept that every situation in your life is an outcome of your decisions, you reclaim your power. Imagine what would have happened if Rahul had made the same choices as Vinod. If he had adopted unhealthy habits, his life would have gone in the same direction. But Rahul turned his small choices into his strength. He realized that every choice matters. Every day, we have choices: to wake up early or hit the snooze button, to waste time on social media or improve our skills. These small choices define your future. However, Darren also points out that the compound effect only works when you are intentional. Without purpose, no habit can sustain for long. You need clarity. What do you want, and why do you want it? Rahul set a simple goal and worked on it consistently. He avoided distractions and focused on his priorities. That's why, while others felt stuck, he was making progress. The compound effect is a principle that can apply to anyone's life, be it health, wealth, or relationships. But it starts with one simple realization: small things matter. So, the next time you think your small habits don't make a difference, remember that they are the bridge between success and failure. Darren says, you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. Chapter 2: The Power of Choices. Your life, as it stands now, is the result of the choices you've made. Every single decision, no matter how small, shapes the direction of your life. But have you ever considered how you make these choices? Are they conscious decisions, or are they based on habits and your comfort zone? This is the question Darren Hardy raises in this chapter, emphasizing that choices hold the power to transform your entire life. Picture yourself standing by a calm ocean. The water is still, but waves slowly start to rise. You're given a boat and a compass. This compass represents your choices. You can either use it to steer in the right direction or ignore it entirely. But no matter what, your boat will go wherever your choices take it. Darren explains that most of us are unaware of our choices. We live on autopilot, waking up, following the same routines, repeating the same habits, and expecting life to change magically. But have you ever wondered where this autopilot is taking you? Take Rohit, for instance. Every morning, he faces two options. 1. Wake up early, work out, and eat a healthy breakfast. 2. Sleep in, skip physical activity, and eat processed food. On the first day, choosing the second option might not seem to matter. But if repeated month after month, year after year, the result could be catastrophic. This is the power of choices. To truly understand the strength of decision-making, we must also understand why we often choose comfort. We sacrifice long-term success for short-term pleasure. Think about standing in front of a chocolate cake. Do you remember your fitness goals? Or does the temptation of that delicious cake win? These small choices affect your health, career, and relationships. Darren highlights that if you want significant change in life, you need to focus on the small decisions. These decisions may seem insignificant, but their long-term impact is massive, like the ripple effect of a small pebble thrown into water. The most critical element in this process is awareness. If you're unaware of your decisions, you'll keep repeating the same choices that hold you back. That's why Darren says you must identify your subconscious patterns. You've likely noticed how people often blame others. My job doesn't give me time. I lack resources. My past was too hard. But Darren reveals a harsh truth. Everything happening in your life is a result of your choices. Recognize this, and you reclaim control. When you accept this, you regain your power. In this chapter, there's a story about a businessman who was facing continuous losses in his company. He consulted many experts, but no solution emerged. One day, he focused on his habits and realized he worked extra hours daily, but most of that time was unproductive. Gradually, he began changing his choices. He learned to prioritize, eliminate distractions, and make small, intentional decisions. Within months, his company turned profitable. This is the power of choices. Darren also explains that choices aren't limited to your professional life. They're equally important in your personal life. Think about it. When you talk to someone, are you genuinely present, or is your mind elsewhere? When you spend time with your partner, do you give them your full attention, or are you lost in distractions? These small actions define your relationships. Now, how can you improve your choices? Darren says clarity is key. Until you know where you want to go, you can't make the right decisions. So, define your goals clearly. Discipline is also essential. Once you start making the right choices, you must stick to them consistently. It may feel challenging at first, but with practice, it becomes easier. Darren concludes this chapter with a powerful message. Your choices are the blueprint of your life. What you choose today will shape your tomorrow. Every small thing in your life, your habits, attitude, and mindset, is a reflection of your choices. Recognize the power of your choices today and take your life in the direction you truly want to go. Chapter 3. The Magic of Habits. When you think about your life, do you realize that what you do every day determines its direction? If yes, it means you've understood the power of habits. Darren Hardy, in The Compound Effect, explains that your habits are the biggest reason for either your success or failure. But have you ever thought deeply about how your habits are formed and how they impact your life? This is what the magic of habits is all about. It's morning. The first ray of sunlight enters your room. You hear your alarm. Now you have two choices. Hit the snooze button and go back to sleep, or wake up, get out of bed, and start your day productively. Whatever choice you make gradually becomes a habit. These habits lead you toward success or failure. Darren explains that habits work like an invisible force. You can't see them, but they silently control every aspect of your life. They become part of your personality and shape your identity. For instance, if you eat junk food daily, it damages your health. But if you adopt healthy eating habits, you gradually become fit and energetic. Building habits isn't easy, but Darren says their greatest strength lies in consistency. Imagine someone studying for just 30 minutes daily. Initially, it may seem insignificant, but after a year, that person would have studied for 182 hours. This is the compound effect. Habits practiced over a long time lead to extraordinary results. But how are habits formed? Darren breaks it down into 3 steps. 1. Trigger, the signal that prompts you to start something. 2. Routine, the behavior you repeat consistently. 3. Reward, the satisfaction you gain from it. For example, the trigger might be the morning chill or exhaustion. The routine is making and drinking coffee. The reward is the energy and comfort from the coffee. Here's the tricky part. Sometimes, bad habits are so deeply rooted in our subconscious that we don't even notice them, like scrolling through social media late at night. You might think it's harmless, but it impacts your sleep quality, productivity, and mental health. Darren says that to break bad habits, you must first understand their patterns. Changing or forming new habits feels uncomfortable at first. Think about it. Going to the gym is a habit that is hard to develop. On the first day, you go with full enthusiasm, but by the second day, your muscles hurt and you feel like giving up. But this is where the magic of consistency works. Darren says that if you can get through the discomfort phase, the habit becomes a part of your routine. In this chapter, Darren tells a powerful story about a person who develops the habit of writing a gratitude journal for 15 minutes before bed every night. Initially, this exercise seemed pointless, but after a few months, he noticed that his mindset had become more positive, his anxiety had decreased, and he felt more content with his life. This was the result of just a 15-minute habit. Darren also mentions that accountability is crucial with habits. If you want to sustain a habit, you need to hold yourself responsible. Using a habit tracker or sharing your progress with a friend can be helpful. Now the question is, how can you improve your habits? Darren says that you should take small steps. If you try to change your whole routine at once, you will get tired quickly and give up. Instead, focus on a small habit. For example, if you want to be healthier, start with a small change like drinking 1 extra glass of water every day. Chapter 4. The Law of Momentum. Have you ever wondered how once you get the right momentum in something, it becomes unstoppable? Just like how it's hard to pedal a bike at first, but once it starts moving, it becomes hard to stop. This is the law of momentum. Darren Hardy teaches in this chapter how momentum can bring extraordinary success into your life and turn you from average to extraordinary. Imagine sitting on a roller coaster. At first, it moves slowly and you feel like it's too slow, but once it reaches the peak and starts descending, its speed becomes uncontrollable. This is the magic of momentum. It starts with small, consistent efforts, and over time, these efforts turn into an unstoppable force. Darren tells us that momentum is a compounded result of our actions. It doesn't come overnight, but once you have it, it takes your life to exponential growth. Think about how much energy is required to launch a rocket. But once it's in orbit, it doesn't need as much energy. The same principle applies to your habits, goals, and success. Darren explains this concept through a story about Sumit, who always felt stuck in his life. Every time he tried to achieve a goal, he faced difficulties right from the start. He started going to the gym but quit after a week. He set up a savings plan but stopped following it after a few months. He didn't understand why he wasn't achieving his goals. Then one day, he read Darren's book and learned about momentum. He understood that his efforts were failing because of a lack of consistency. He started taking small steps and worked on them consistently. He decided to exercise just for 15 minutes every day, even if he didn't feel like it. He started saving money, no matter how small. Slowly, these small efforts gained momentum. A few months later, not only was he fitter, but his savings had also grown significantly. This is the power of momentum. But getting momentum requires initial effort. Darren calls it the push strategy. At the beginning, you have to step out of your comfort zone and do things that seem hard. But once they become a habit, momentum starts working its magic. Darren calls this big MO momentum as your best friend, but it demands consistency and dedication. Another secret of momentum is that maintaining it is as important as starting it. Think about a train running at full speed. If you suddenly stop it, it would take a lot of energy to bring it back to that speed. This is what happens when you stop working on your goals. When momentum breaks, rebuilding it becomes very difficult. That's why Darren says that you have to sustain your momentum. Darren also tells us that momentum doesn't just come from action, but also from the right mindset. If you doubt yourself, momentum will never build. But if you believe in yourself and value your small efforts, momentum naturally builds. For example, if you want to lose weight, it's possible. If you make consistent efforts in the right direction, it creates positive momentum. But if you repeat bad habits, it turns into negative momentum. Darren says that we need to be aware of our actions to channel our momentum in the right direction. Chapter 5. The Influence of Influence. Do you know that you become what you hear, see, and feel repeatedly? Your thoughts, decisions, and even your future depend on the influences around you. In this chapter of his book, The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy explains how the influence of influences can shape the direction of your life. Imagine you are in a beautiful garden with lush green grass, colorful flowers, and a feeling of freshness all around. But suddenly, one corner looks dry and lifeless. It turns out that there is dirty water and garbage thrown there. Gradually, this garbage spoils the entire garden. Now, think of this garden as your life, and every influence on it is either garbage or freshness. This is the influence of influence. Darren tells us that your life is shaped by 3 major influences: your environment, your relationships, and your actions. Understanding and managing these influences is crucial because they are constantly shaping your subconscious mind. Imagine watching negativity-filled news every day. Slowly, this fills your mind with stress and fear. On the other hand, if you read motivational books or surround yourself with inspiring people, it fills you with positivity and a growth mindset. Your environment's influence is the most subtle but impactful. Darren says that if you work in a room that is dirty and disorganized, it will affect your productivity. But if you live in an organized and positive environment, it will give you focus and clarity. This doesn't mean you need a luxurious office. It means you need to intentionally create your surroundings. But the biggest influence is your relationships. Darren tells us that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about it. If you spend time with people who constantly complain, ignore their goals, and make excuses, can you avoid adopting their habits? Probably not. But if you surround yourself with people who are ambitious, hardworking, and supportive, their energy and mindset will inspire you. Darren shares a story of a young man who always performed average in life. He was easily influenced by the opinions of others, and his friends distracted him with parties and fun. One day, he decided to change his life. He evaluated his social circle and reduced the relationships that were dragging him down. He started reading self-development books and connected with people who could help him grow. Within a few months, he achieved success in his career and transformed his life. This is the magic of relationships. Darren also emphasizes that influences are not just external, but internal as well. Your choices of what you read, watch, and listen to shape your thought processes and behavior. If you constantly consume meaningful content, can you expect meaningful results? Similarly, if you consume productive and inspiring content, it will support your goals. Now, the question is, how do you manage these influences? Darren explains it in 3 steps. 1. Awareness. First, it's important to understand who and what is influencing you. 2. Intentionality. Decide which influences you want to keep in your life and which ones to eliminate. 3. Discipline. Consistently implement your choices and align your environment, relationships, and habits. Darren says that the biggest impact of influences is on your beliefs. If you stay in the influence of the wrong things, it weakens your self-belief and confidence. But if you surround yourself with the right influences, it empowers you and makes your possibilities limitless. Chapter 6. Achieving Rapid Results. Acceleration. Have you ever wondered how some people achieve success quickly? How do some people achieve success so quickly, as if they are on a fast track, while others are struggling? In this chapter of The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy teaches us how we can accelerate our speed to achieve rapid results. It's not just about working hard, but about working smart and strategically. Imagine you're in a race, running with others. Everyone is heading in the same direction, but suddenly, you increase your pace. You leave your competition behind. People are astonished at how you did it. This is the magic of acceleration. It's the strategy that separates you from the crowd and makes you extraordinary. Darren explains that acceleration is not just about physical speed. It's the result of mental, emotional, and behavioral shifts. It depends on your determination and discipline. When you step out of your comfort zone and double or triple your efforts, you gain that speed which seems impossible to others. Darren illustrates this concept with a powerful story. It's about a woman who participated in a marathon. She was an average runner, with no professional training or exceptional physical strength, but she adopted a strategy. She added 10% more effort to her daily practice schedule. While others finished their practice and went home, she ran for extra minutes. She worked on her diet, sleep, and mindset, focusing on the small things that could improve her performance. The result? Not only did she finish the marathon, but she placed in the top 10. This is the power of acceleration. But the question is, how do you bring acceleration into your life? Darren shares a simple principle: go the extra mile. When you do what everyone else is doing, you remain average. But when you push your efforts just a little further, you become extraordinary. For example, if you want to increase your productivity, don't just work the same number of hours. Organize your work smarter and sharper. If you want to improve your health, don't just focus on diet and exercise. Transform your mindset and habits too. Acceleration doesn't mean putting unnecessary pressure on yourself. It means redefining your priorities and focusing on things that will help you reach your goals faster. Darren says that to get quick results, you need both consistency and intensity. If you work hard for just a few days and then stop, you'll lose momentum. But if you consistently and focusedly increase your efforts, you will see exponential results. Darren also gives another powerful analogy. He compares life to a slingshot. When you pull it back, it feels painful and difficult. But once you release it, the slingshot moves forward rapidly. This is the principle of acceleration. You have to push yourself at first, endure discomfort, but once you gain momentum, you become unstoppable. Self-discipline is crucial for acceleration. Darren explains that when you place yourself in uncomfortable situations, it speeds up your growth. For example, if you're afraid of public speaking, place yourself in situations where you have to speak. At first, it will be terrifying, but gradually, you will become more confident and skilled. This is the secret of acceleration. Overcoming your fears and sharpening your skills. When you are in acceleration mode, it's also important to celebrate your milestones. It not only keeps your motivation high, but also sends signals to your brain that you're on the right track. Think about how good you feel when you achieve a goal and celebrate it. That feeling motivates you to push further and faster. Acceleration doesn't just mean speed, it means focused and intentional effort in the right direction. It's the power that helps you move from ordinary to extraordinary. Darren says, when you push past your limits, you realize it's infinite. So today, make the decision to bring acceleration into your life. Redefine your goals, set your priorities, and double your efforts. Remember, the secret to rapid results is not just hard work, but smart and strategic effort. When you understand and embrace the power of acceleration, you will achieve what you never thought possible. So friends, if you enjoyed this summary of the compound effect, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Here, you'll find summaries of self-help and motivational books that will help you improve your life. Like the video, share it with your friends, and comment to let us know which chapter inspired you the most. Next time, we'll be back with another amazing book. Until then, give great importance to your small steps and keep moving toward your dreams. Thank you